Nationwide Consulting is a niche company that works as owner's representative for large corporations on major projects. Our projects generally range from $2 million to $600 million. We do a lot of remote work. And what we do for a large corporation, they may build widgets, but we build buildings. Some of these projects are so remote that in order to get them something there, it takes 2 months. We did a project in Kwajalein, which is in the Marshall Islands, which is the South Pacific. It's about 7,000 miles from Florida, where our company is located. And we built a $1 billion radar.
Space is no longer a vast, empty void. Unprecedented quantities of new satellites, derelict satellites, and debris litter the skies, posing an imminent threat to America's space assets. Lockheed Martin Space Fence system is a ground-based system of S-band radars designed to greatly enhance the Air Force space surveillance network. It provides unprecedented sensitivity, coverage, and tracking accuracy, and contributes to key mission threads with the ability to detect, track, and catalog small objects in low Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, and geosynchronous orbit. In a word, Space Fence will revolutionize space situational awareness.
The logistics involved in getting all that material out to that site were unbelievably difficult because you had to get equipment loaded into containers, inventory, to get those containers to Seattle or California. Long Beach is a big one. They load those containers onto a big ship. That ship brings them to Guam. Then they take the containers that are in Guam and they load them on smaller ships as they rotate in. And those smaller ships go out within the islands. Now, Guam's 800 miles from Kwajalein.
Guam is the furthest of these 5 from the continental US, nearly 8,000 miles away from Washington, D.C., making it the most isolated. Beijing, Delhi, Cape Town, and Buenos Aires are all closer to DC than Guam is, and yet the island is a fully fledged territory of the US. The island is 3 hours from Tokyo, 4 hours from Seoul, and 5 hours from Hong Kong. It's close to Asia, but it is still the US. They make many stops along their routes, so it would be perfectly normal for a Taiwanese ship, for example, to go from Oakland to Hawaii to Guam to Osaka to Taipei.
So if a container left, it would take about 5 weeks for it to transit. And that gives you a 3-week window to get your containers there to stage before they're shipped. Then the next problem with remote projects is personnel. Where are your workers going to come from? Are you going to bring them all in? Are you going to be able to hire local people? Most places in remote locations, that's not possible. Now that leaves you with another problem. You got, say, 150 workers to come, no problem with the contractors. But where do they sleep? Where do they eat? Now you have to do something to take care of that, so you build a work camp. So you may start out before a first shovel goes in the ground, spending $5 million on a work camp. We spent about that to just build it, and then it was another $1 million a month with the mess hall to maintain it and feed the guys.
The Space Fence system includes up to 2 minimally manned radar sites, mission processing, and the system operations functionality. Each radar site features a design boasting closely spaced but separate transmit and receive arrays that are mission optimized for high availability and low lifetime support costs, including prime power. The dual aperture configuration offers efficiency and affordability. Each array is environmentally protected by a pressurically transparent radome. The arrays are continuously calibrated in the background, providing a higher degree of accuracy. transmit, and receive LRUs can be replaced while the radar is operating. The arrays, as well as the signal and mission processing suites, are fully scalable to fit any mission design. Array scalability is delivered using 3 low-cost, highly producible building blocks which permit easy growth capability.
In 2020, Lockheed Martin and our government partners delivered a new ground-based space radar capability for the U.S. Space Force. It's called Space Fence. As prime contractor, Lockheed Martin faced many challenges to build a system in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Industry and government came together to enable the program's success. We made strategic investments to ensure the program was successful, including an integration testbed at our facility. To execute this $1 billion fixed-price contract, we focused on affordability, program management, and customer relationships. The world's newest radar is now tracking satellites and discovering objects as small as a marble in low Earth orbit. Declared operational in March 2020, Space Fence is now a key contributor to global space domain awareness.
In a word, Space Fence will revolutionize space situational awareness. It offers assured surveillance coverage for improved custody and features the capability to develop long arc tracks for accurate initial orbit determination and differential correction, while simultaneously maintaining a persistent surveillance volume. In today's ever-expanding space environment, Space Fence improves the accuracy and timeliness for association, propagation, and orbit improvement. It features an open architecture net-centric design. The closely coupled radar signal processing and mission processing suite improves accuracy, discrimination, and timeliness for detection of closely spaced objects, breakups, maneuvers, lost object location, launch, attitude change, and conjunction assessment. Space Fence not only tracks objects, but can precisely determine their projected orbit. This allows operators to reconstruct recent events, such as collisions or satellite breakups, and accurately predict future events. For high-interest objects, a microfence can be electronically constructed to gather more track data, focusing radar resources specifically on that object, providing more timely and accurate information.
We also built with that radar a 10 megawatt power plant, which is quite a feat to build one of those.
As the Earth spins, the location of these radar sites provides assured coverage, and this coverage closes current coverage gaps, particularly in the southern hemisphere. The Space Fence system is net-centric and seamlessly integrated into the existing space surveillance network, providing services to external users such as JSPOC and coordinating handoffs to other SSN sites. It is designed for efficiency and full capability while minimizing bandwidth needs. The Space Fence system features a unique mission processor that utilizes the Air Force Space Command's A9 Astro Standards algorithms for high-confidence space track processing, low risk, and cost-effectiveness. The radar architecture is based on digital beamforming. This capability permits tremendous user-defined flexibility to customize volume surveillance and track sectors instantaneously without impacting routine surveillance functions. It has simultaneous search and track functions, detects significant UCTs, breakups, and maneuvers, and the flexible design supports operational resource allocation. Many of these operations are automated through machine-to-machine interfaces. This automation, along with user-defined operational picture displays, contextual GUIs, and uncued LEO surveillance, reduces operator burden. Space Fence is a robust, flexible, advanced end-to-end system with net-centric communication, mission processing, enhanced cataloging capability, global coverage, and interoperability. It will meet the warfighter's operational needs, revolutionize space situational awareness, and will forever change the way we see the universe.
Nationwide Consulting is a group of engineers and owner representatives that work for Fortune 500 companies for the most part. And we do most of our work in the defense industry, although we do step outside of the defense industry. We build aviation hangars, that sort of thing. And what we are is an owner's representative, which is basically in between the company, which is usually a very large company such as Lockheed Martin, and the contractor. So we're almost act as mediators. We've had many, many interesting projects. Some I can talk about, some I can't, because as I said, we do a lot of defense work. Currently finishing up the LRDR, which is Long Range Discriminating Radar, in Clear, Alaska. Clear, Alaska is about 70 miles southwest of Fairbanks at an Air Force station. And that discriminating radar basically will go all the way to Russia on one direction, and then the other direction it goes, I believe, all the way to Greenland.
From a garage in California to the surface of Mars. From bamboo and silk to advanced composites and titanium. From green eye shades to cloud computing. The story of Lockheed Martin's first 100 years has been a story of constant innovation. a story that continues to be written by men and women who look forward to the future and ask the big questions. How can we create a more secure world and defeat unknown threats from unknown quarters? How can we harness new sources of energy, support a growing population, and expand our knowledge of the universe? The answers will be pursued with purpose, creativity, and a relentless commitment to innovation as we go forward into our next 100 years. Lockheed Martin, we never forget who we're working for.
So we do a lot of projects, and our job is to guide the owner through the project. We're basically guides to construction.